We live? Is this thing on? Are we live? You bet your booty. You bet your bonus hole. We're live. What up, Antonio? What up, baby boy? Good to see you in here, my guy. All right. We got some disco balls up in here. Let's go. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. If you guys don't know, we are drafting here in a real best ball fantasy football paid tournament on Drafters Fantasy Sports. This is the $3 mini, where it's a $3 buy-in. First place wins $30,000, and there's $200,000 in total winnings to be redistributed everywhere else. So at the 101, we got our good friend Ashen One. Hold on, I just need to pull something up. At the 101, we got our good friend Ashen One, who's been getting some really good good draft positioning, because the first couple he did with us, he was like at the 112 almost every single time. Yours truly at the 103, Antonio at the 111, and Bad Guys Official at the 112. We got 4 Disco Ball Nation guys up here. It's pretty cool. It is a Sunday, so a lot of people are getting ready for the week. Totally understandable. So yeah, I'm excited. I got to watch Trey Lance throw a touchdown today. Should have been, but it's neither here nor there. We'll take CMC. I don't think Trey Lance is necessarily playing to like look good for the 49ers. I think they're looking to move him. I think they're looking to ship him. And yeah. Kobe and the Cow Dog says all clear. Thank God I'm not talking to myself. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. If you didn't know, now you're about to know. We are drafting on Drafters Fantasy. This is a $3 mini. So here's a little slide for you guys. First place, $30,000, like I said earlier, and $200,000 in total prizes. Then there's the Drafters 2 million, which is what we do our giveaway for, where it's a $20 buy-in. First place wins $300,000, forgive me, and there's $2 million in total prizes. It is best ball format. In my humble opinion, best ball is the best way to draft. And it's also the most convenient. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances on your roster will be submitted into your weekly matchup. So no more leaving points on the bench, no more waiver wires, no more trades, none of that garbage. You literally just draft it and forget it unless you're winning a really, really, really ridiculous amount of money. It's 0 time commitment. It's the best part about drafting, and it's not a mock draft. Every draft we do here is a real money draft. Yes, there's 11 people here in this lobby, but we are competing against 74,160 other people, so expect us to try to get unique with our lineups, especially since this is my 134th $3 mini, and you need 150 to max this joint out. So yeah, if you sign up today on Drafters Fantasy, and you're like myself, a resident of Ontario, make sure you use promo code DiscoDrafts1. You'll get up to $100 matched with your initial deposit, dollar for dollar. Friendly reminder, if you are Canadian like myself, all transactions are done in US dollars. And if basketball is not your thing, it is what it is. You'll come around eventually. But if you like betting props, right now, the Drafters NFL season-long pick'em is out. And if you put 8 props over under of what they put out there, you can 100x your dollars. If you put 4 props, you'll 10x your dollars. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty neato. So yeah, let's talk about the draft. At the 101, Ashen One goes with Justin Jefferson, then Jamar Chase. No shocker there. Those are going to be the guys who go there pretty much every draft, 99% of the time. CMC at the 103 to us, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson. Oh, early run on running backs there. Cooper Kupp at the 108. So it's finally nice to see him falling. Stephon Diggs at the 109. AJ Brown at the 110. Antonio grabs Nick Chubb at the 111. As official, finishes off round 1 with CeeDee Lamb. Starts off round 2 with Saquon Barkley. We're on the clock, so we'll make our pick here. We're going to take Calvin Ridley here. And I know I'm taking him earlier and earlier, and I have a lot of exposure to him, but I just love building around Calvin Ridley early and often. Can't go wrong with building around Calvin Ridley. So after Bad Guys Official starts the second round with Saquon, Antonio gets shocker alert. Antonio drafted Garrett Wilson, guys. I'm shocked. Definitely shocked. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes after that. Tony Pollard goes. Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, Derrick Henry. We grab Calvin Ridley. Jonathan Taylor goes in the second round. Patrick Mahomes. Wow, Ashton won with a really unique start. Patrick Mahomes is the last pick in round 2. And the first pick in round 3 is Jalen Hurts. And they both go to Ashton 1. So he's starting with like a super bully elite quarterback start. Very unique. And then Deebo Samuel, we grab T. Higgins and we're all caught up. Antonio says he's shocked. Let me guess. You're going to take Breece Hall here. Ashton 1 with the bully QB. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I mean, what you just did there is going to create ripple effects and several implications further on in the draft because people are going to be like, shit, Mahomes and Hurts and Josh Allen are gone super early, so we need to reach on our quarterbacks. And if everybody else is planning on reaching on their quarterbacks, I hope I am patient and disciplined enough to just take best available and get a good late round quarterback because this could spell for a really good team. So far, we got Christian McCaffrey, Calvin Ridley, and T. Higgins. It's a pretty solid start, if you ask me. Pretty solid start. So, yeah, I watched a little bit of the 2 games today. Trey Lance looked like he had a few moments where there was like, okay, like I could see this guy, being relatively brilliant. I could see this guy being kind of decent. And then there was moments where it was just like he was holding onto the ball too long. He was running around. It looked like he was going through his progressions, but it also looked like he was looking at absolutely nothing. Like he didn't know what the hell he was looking at. So it was weird. It was weird. And I'm under the impression that like Trey Lance, like the ship has sailed in that friendship and that partnership with the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're writing him off. And I think the reason why they played Trey Lance the entire first half is more so him trying out for other teams and showing other teams that like the leg does in fact seem and appear that it's intact and that he's a serviceable quarterback. So they're trying to get some sort of trade value for him at this point. That is just my assumption. I don't necessarily know if it's facts or not, but I'd be shocked if it's not. I'd be shocked. I'm super shocked because like Joe Mixon. Okay, well, Breece Hall didn't fall to Antonio, so that makes sense. Breece Hall was reached on relatively early. That Antherman, it's got an interesting start. Diggs, Pollard, Breece, Josh Jacobs. So I think we're going to get some really good wide receiver value here, and we're definitely going to attack this hero RB build with Christian McCaffrey. Should be good. Ashton 1 says Carr looked seriously good. I didn't have a chance to look at Carr, but I saw that Michael Thomas got a reception, and I saw that Kendre Miller may have sprained his knee. I don't know if it's the knee that he tore when he was at TCU. I don't know if it's the same knee. I hope not because I got a lot of exposure to Kendre Miller. Big Willie style. Damn it. Just missed this lobby. Yeah, I know. It's weird. I said queue up and then like it was at like 1 out of 12 and then it just filled. And it's not even disco balls. So I bet people are trying to get in. We'll take Mike Williams here. Another best available pick. I feel like Mike Williams is one of those guys who has such a high ceiling. The only limitation is his durability. But when he's on, he's one of the best fantasy football players in the sport. When he's on. And I mean, I could reach for Justin Herbert here. Just so I could finish off that stack. But Terry McLaurin's also staring at me. I'm going to go with Scary Terry. I don't have a lot of exposure to Justin Herbert simply because Joe Burrow and Justin Fields are around that realm and around that area. But like I said, quarterbacks are going to start getting pushed early. Joe Burrow just went relatively early. So we're going to start seeing more teams panic. And when more teams panic for quarterback, we get to profit with sick value. We went hero RB and we got 4 really good, solid wide receivers. So I'm really happy with the start. Hopefully we could keep it going. Willie, I would say I am down to draft with you in a mini after this, but I want to do like a mini pretty much like every day, unless like it's with Herzig or like there's a impromptu drafters 2 million. So yeah, I'm gonna try to like save and preserve these minis for the draft. Ashen one's like, I cause panic, yay. You like chaos, don't you? Hashtag shook. You know who I miss? I miss Jonesy. Jonesy's got to go bed early. He's got to go dodos early. And then see, there goes the quarterbacks. And then I also miss Quasi. I haven't seen Quasi in a while. So shout out to Quasi. We got the Triple X Berry on deck right now. Vitamin water. Sponsor the kid. We need that sponsorship, man. It'd be hella dope. I have not been hydrating at all today. I have not been hydrating at all. Justin Ross looked tremendous today. It was nice to see Justin Ross. CEH looked whatever. I was shocked that Andy Reid went out and started with Patrick Mahomes. Like, you see so many like terrible players who are like low-key starters just being rested in the preseason, and Patrick Mahomes, who is quite possibly the best player in football, is suiting up in a preseason game, and he's taking snaps, he's running and like on a 5-yard quarterback keeper there. I saw him slide. I'm like, dear Lord, don't let this man get injured in a preseason game. Because I remember when that happened with who was it? Michael Vick. When that happened with Michael Vick, I got so mad. And that was his Madden year. I got so mad. So yeah, I hope Andy Reid sits him for the rest of preseason. I want to see the guys who are going to be my 20th overall pick, my 20th overall shot on net is a guy I want. But Justin Ross looked tremendous. And he's got way more physicality to his game than I had anticipated because his Clemson tape, like, there's not much. I just didn't expect Justin Ross to be so physical. And he was very physical. And everybody's like, I'm worried about his neck, the durability of his neck. Neck looks fine. He looks good. He looks really good. He looks like he's going to make the roster. And he looks like he's going to make a lot of fantasy owners really, really happy this year. I'm really high on him. Justin Fields and DJ Moore. That was a hell of a start. Everybody's going to be like, oh, well, like, Justin Fields benefited from his playmakers making plays. It wasn't him making the plays and throwing deep and being a tremendous quarterback there. It was more so his playmakers making the play. And those were the same guys who, like, not even a month ago were saying, Justin Fields has no playmakers, so he won't be able to throw the ball. And it's like, you can never please the doubters and the haters, because right after that, what they're going to do and what they're going to say is, oh, well, like, everybody knew that DJ Moore and Justin Fields would be a top stack. No, they didn't. So, once again, our favorite stack is looking really freaking good. And Khalil Herbert looked great too. And I know it's preseason. You can't, like, tell yourself a story about, like, how the season's going to go based off of a preseason game. But, and it's a major but here, you like seeing your guys take strides in the preseason and do exactly what you thought they were going to do. His stat line was ridiculous. I believe it was like, I'm not going to like make numbers up, but I know it was 3 completions and like over 110, 120 plus We'll take DeAndre Swift here. Yeah, over 110, 120 plus passing yards, 3 completions, 2 passing touchdowns. And yes, they were both screenplays, one to DJ Moore, one to Khalil Herbert. But like, man, it looked good. That offense looks like it's humming. And I'm so happy I got a lot of early exposure to Justin Fields and DJ Moore because they're going to start skyrocketing up in these ADPs. And it's going to be tough to get that stack. And that's my most owned stack right now. And I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. Let's look at our disco balls. Let's look at their drafts and what they're building so far. Ashen 1, man on a mission, Mr. Wrecking Crew himself. Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, Cam Akers, James Cook. Interesting start. And then Antonio goes Nick Chubb in round 1, Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, Joe Mixon, George Kittle, Tyler Lockett. I'd be shocked if he doesn't take Deshaun Watson and Elijah Moore here. Bad Guys official goes CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Watson, Gabe Davis. I like that start. And Trevor Lawrence. Okay, so you're the guy who sniped the Calvin Ridley, Trevor Lawrence stack. That's my second most owned stack, by the way. Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. And so far we got CMC, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, Mike Williams, Terry McLaurin, Darren Waller, DeAndre Swift. I like our start a lot. And if you didn't know, now you're about to know, we are drafting here in the Drafters $3 mini. This is not a mock draft. This is a real money paid best ball tournament where everybody in this tournament alone is investing $3. It's a $3 investment. Okay. You're drafting against 11 other guys in your lobby. There's 12 total, but you're also drafting against 74,160 other people in the grander scheme of things. And first place, the person whose team scores the most overall points in a 17 game season, fantasy football season, wins $30,000. And then there's $200,000 that's going to be redistributed to all other placements. I believe it's like $15K to second and, 7.5K to third and, math. We're not doing math here. And then there's the Drafters 2 million, where it's a $20 buy-in. First place wins $300,000. There's $2 million in total prizes. Back to my point about it's not a mock draft. Back to my point. If you were to do a Yahoo mock draft, you're going to make your first 3 picks, and the other guys are going to make their first 3 picks, and then you're drafting against AI because they're just going to put their team on auto pick because they're like, oh, I got a CMC, I got a Joe Mixon, and I got a Najee Harris. My start is good, and I'm good to go. And if I do all of my drafts like this, I should be fine. Here, you have 20 rounds of true ADP. You also get to find out who the steals of the drafts are, who's getting pushed based off of ADP. And you get to really create like a nasty lineup. It's fun. It's sick. The fact that there's 0 time commitment because it is best ball format is also one of my favorite aspects. I love the 0 time commitment. So if you sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1, we'll match your initial deposit 100%, dollar for dollar, up to $100. Minimum deposit is $25. If you're drafting like myself from Canada or from Ontario, because it is available in Ontario, make sure that you factor in the fact that it is US dollars, US currency. So just make sure you factor that in for your deposit and your withdrawals. Once again, promo code is DiscoDrafts1. It's pretty sweet. And you can also do a pick'em ticket where you can 100x your dollars like this by betting on NFL season-long props. They also have all kinds of props all the time where you can bet on games, like on props in games and all that good jazz. Kevin Valentine, what it do, baby? How you doing, boss? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. How you doing, man? When are we going to get you in one of these drafts? Would love to draft with you. We're back on the clock. I think it's a good time to invest in the quarterback position. Tua fell to us, so I'm going to snag him here. Kevin Valentine says, would you prefer Olave in the 9th round or Rachaad White in the 12th full PPR? Do you lose the round that you drafted them in? Like, do you lose the pick in that round? Regardless, I have higher projections for Olave than I do for Rachaad White. Um, I don't anticipate Rachaad White is going to be great for the full season. If you're looking for consistency throughout the whole season and somebody with a higher ceiling, I would say Olave. I would definitely say Olave because in these tournaments right now, based off of like this PPR ADP, Olave's got like a late second, early third ADP, and Rachaad White is going off the board like round 6 or 7. Hope that answers. Kevin Valentine says, hot take Browns winning AFC North. D-Goat on a revenge tour. Man put up 40 plus points on Bama. Points alone are not going to do it. That division has the best defense, like divisionally. And he's going to have to sneak out 6 wins in that division alone. And I don't think he's going to win the division and get like the full 6 wins. His defense is by far the worst defense in that division. Mind you, they look like they're a little bit more improved and they look like they got a little bit better. And in other news, Jadeveon Clowney is visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that should be an interesting acquisition for them because they do need a little bit more pass rush. But yeah, they have the offense there to do it. They got a solid O-line. Kevin Stefanski is an incredible offensive mind. They got the running back to do it. They got a really solid receiving core. They got a great 2-headed monster duo at the tight end position. Like, they could do it. But what would hold them back from doing that is they just play bad defense. And I think the Steelers defense takes a step forward because they added some key pieces towards the back end that was absolutely abysmal last year with Patrick Peterson and Joey Porter Jr. They are retaining Minkah Fitzpatrick. TJ Watt appears to be healthy. Alex Heisman looks like he's going to be coming off the corner. The linebackers are, they're mediocre, but like they could do the job, especially in that 34 run defense where they just got to clog the middle. So yeah, it's a hot take for sure. It's a hot take. If you're going to do a hot take saying that, the Cleveland Browns are going to win the division, I give you kudos on the fact that like your mission has been accomplished. It was definitely a hot take. It's just not one that I'm going to side on. But thank you for tuning in, Kev. I appreciate you. I don't hate the Browns. I generally don't. I just don't think they're there yet. And like Cincinnati's defense is not great, but they're way better than Cleveland's right now. Like talent-wise, on paper and schematically, they're way better. And yes, I know you guys got a new defensive coordinator, but it is what it is. Kevin, when are we going to get you to come draft with us, bud? All right. We'll take Damian Harris here. So we did pretty well with our hero RB start. And we got some really good value around the bend there. So I'm happy with our start. So we'll take Jameson Williams here. I know Russell Wilson's there. He's screaming at me, but I don't want him. So far, okay. We got Kevin says, with Olave in the 9th as my keeper, who would you target with the 11th pick? I'm hoping Saquon or Bijan. With Olave in 9th as my keeper, who would you target with 11th pick? I'm hoping Saquon or Bijan falls. If not, probably go combo of Chubb, Lamb, and Amon-Ra. I mean, like all those names sound terrific, but for me to give you better advice, where are you drafting? Because ADP is a little bit different on like the other apps. Is it Sleeper or Yahoo or one of the other ones that I don't really use? Kevin Valentine's anti-Diggs this year. That's fine. Push him to the second round for me. I would love more Diggs. Please pause. Super pause. Kevin Valentine also says Browns on paper is a solid roster. Offensively, absolutely. Defensively, they need work. Defensively, they need a lot of work. Other than Myles Garrett, they're pretty bad up front. They're pretty bad in the back end. ESPN, yeah. I have no idea about, like, I could come here and like bullshit like ADP advice, but like my ADP would go like this for the 11th overall pick. If AJ Brown, CD Lamb, Diggs, Bijan, Eckler, who definitely won't be available in ESPN. Eckler, Saquon, Chubb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and there's got to be one more guy that fits in there. Devontae Adams. If they're all there, just snag them. You're not wrong if you start with any of those guys I just named, right? Don't reach or anything like that. Just take best available. Let those first 6 rounds dictate what your draft is going to look like and what kind of correlation roster construction you're going to look for. You could afford to go with a hero RB start, so to get a strong running back early. Simply because if you do go with a strong running back early, you know you can rely on a Chris Olave in the 9th round. And then you can also stack another 1 or 2 good wide receivers. What's the roster positions? Is it standard? 1 quarterback league, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex? If that's the case, then yeah, you could just go stupid with every position, take best available at every position. You'd be fine. Go with like a really good running back, a really good tight end, like a Travis Kelce would be sick. 2 flexes? Okay, that doesn't change much. I would still say get like an elite top tier running back like a Chubb, Bijan, Eckler, Saquon. All of them would be serviceable, very good. Then I would say get if Travis Kelce falls in the ESPN, take Travis Kelce. If not, try to get like a top tier quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Jalen Hurts. If not, wait for a Mark Andrews, get best wide receiver available in the 2nd round, and then try to get like a top tier quarterback, and then just fill the rest of the starting roster. I hope that answers your question. I do appreciate you tuning in, boss. And we got to get you in one of these drafts. If you are curious about how to, maximize your roster, this is the best way to do it, because everybody here is paying real money to do these drafts. It's a $3 investment, and you could potentially win $30,000 for it. Pretty nuts, though. All right. Gerald Everett. Love me some Gerald Everett. I need to get more. Don't get Hurts, Mahomes. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the guy who drafted Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts back to back. And you're still fading the wide receiver position. You finally started picking up wide receivers. It's a very interesting draft from you. Your unique correlation, I can see it. I could definitely see it. All right, I'm a Laporta supporter. We got 3 tight ends. And I know typically when you have a Darren Waller, 2 tight ends makes sense. But Darren Waller, according to Sports MD analysis and analytics on the Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, he says that he has Darren Waller has a 90% chance of re-aggravating that injury. So for that, I'm going to make sure that I get 2 good tight ends to secure that Darren Waller pick. Bad Guys Official says, this is a strange draft. Why is it strange for you, buddy? Talk to me. This guy just went hyper fragile. Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, Joe Burrow, Aaron Jones, Alexander Madison, James Conner, and then just started smashing wide receivers. Kadarius Toney, Romeo Doubs, Nico Collins, Jacoby Myers, KJ Osborne, Alec Pierce. Yeah. That's you starting these drafts and being like, these running back values are way too nice. I can't pass up on them. So I'm just going to punt wide receiver and then just take the best names like this was a Madden draft. Ashton 1, I don't know what to do on the turn and panicked. You didn't know what to do on the turn and you panicked. Are you talking about the Mahomes and Hurts pick? I would just say moving forward, if you're around the bend and you do go elite QB, just try to alternate, best available wide receiver, best available running back. Try to alternate that. Kevin Valentine says, God, I can't wait for fantasy. Do 2 leagues with high school and town friends. Love doing less leagues and higher buy-ins. Hate rooting for and against some players in a week. I hear you. But if you do these drafts here with us, it requires 0 time commitment. It's best ball format. You literally just draft it and forget it unless you're winning a stupid amount of money. This is a $3 mini. It's a $3 buy-in. First place wins $30,000. There's $200,000 in total prizes. And then there's the drafters $2 million, which is the big dog league. It's a $20 buy-in. $300,000 goes to the first place. There's $2 million in total prizes. It's best ball format. So instead of showing the slide, I'll just explain to you what it is. So say you got look at my tight end situation. So say my only two tight ends were Gerald Everett and Sam Laporta. Say on week 4, Sam Laporta had a really shitty week, but Gerald Everett did well. You wouldn't have to worry or focus on the fact that like you started the right guy and you benched, or you started the wrong guy and you benched the right guy and you left points on the bench. Like you don't have to worry about any of that. What it does is at the end of the week, it takes the best overall points and performances on your weekly roster and applies it to your weekly matchup. So you don't have to worry about leaving points on the bench. You literally just draft it and forget it unless you're winning a really stupid amount of money, like a really, really ridiculous, stupid amount of money. It's pretty cool. It's very fun. Oh, Kevin says, I know exactly how it works. Sick. Take the best player at the positions each week. Exactly. Sick. So you know how to do it. Come join us. Because like I'm telling you right now, if you're doing a mock draft on ESPN, you're either drafting against AI or you're drafting against a couple of fellows for like the first 3 or 4 picks, and then they let AI take over because they auto draft because they're happy with their start. It's a pretty sweet way to get better for redraft, and it's also a great way to just like obsess over fantasy football while everybody else is not necessarily obsessed about it. We've been drafting since late April here. Oh, Jeff Wilson, let's freaking go. I will try to get as much Jeff Wilson around 14 and 15 as I possibly can. Ashton One says, yep, drafting here will make you better. Iron sharpens iron. I like that. Kevin says, take the best. Yep. He also says, yeah, no chance I'm ripping ESPN mocks. Yeah. No ESPN mocks, no Yahoo mocks. Those are like, they're not accurate. And like with Yahoo, you can't even specify if you want PPR, half PPR, or standard. It's just straight up standard. So you're just going to see running backs go early and often. Like if your league is a PPR, it's stupid. I think the only one that will give you like the customization that I know of is Sleeper. Sleeper's all right. I like Sleeper. You can do like all the fun, crazy shit on Sleeper. But yeah, I highly recommend it, man. And if you do want to sign up, if you use my promo code DiscoDrafts1, we'll match your initial deposit dollar for dollar. Minimum deposit's $25. So say you put $25, you'll have $50. Maximum deposit that we'll match your deposit for is $100. So you'll have $200 to play with if you use our promo code DiscoDrafts1. I just saw that you had a question. Who you like late as at tight end spot? I like Buffalo tight end and Dulcich. Which Buffalo tight end? Do you like Dalton Kincaid or Dawson Knox? I like them both. I like them both a lot. Late tight end, like guys like Dulcich should be good. Laporta, I'm very high on. Gerald Everett, love Gerald Everett. I think Gesicki is overhyped this year. I think Jelani Woods needs to get more love. Jelani Woods might be the steal of every single draft. He honestly might be. And he's going in the 20th round, and I would draft more Jelani Woods. But like I have way too much Jelani Woods exposure here. Rookie, yeah, Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, this is the year of good rookie tight ends. But if you like rookie tight ends, I would pay attention to Michael Mayer from Vegas. He should be good. By the way, that what is it? Matt O'Connell, he looked good. That quarterback, number 4, he looked good. Very accurate today. And I know it's preseason. Kevin Valentine says, is Gerald Everett still with the Chargers? Yes, sir. And he was on pace to have like a top 10 season last year. I also love Pat Freiermuth. He was on pace to have a top 10 season last year. And the only thing that held him back was injury. And he still played through it. So shout out to him. All right. I like Justin Ross. I know like I was getting him for free, but I'm just going with high ceiling wide receivers and high ceiling running backs at this point. Aiden O'Connell. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin says Aiden O'Connell was low-key kind of good at Purdue. Yeah, very accurate. Oakland QB. It's Vegas now, but yeah, I mess up and call them Oakland all the fucking time. I still call the LA Chargers, San Diego. I still do that. I'm just where are you from, Kev? Oh, I mean, Uncle Lenny's just looking at me right there, like, pick me, pick me. Fine. Just because you asked so politely, Uncle Lenny. Yeah. So this draft is going really well. Let's look at all of our Disco Balls drafts. Give them a grade. Bad Guys official goes CeeDee Lamb. Let's just pull it up like this. Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Saquon Barkley, Tank Bigsby, Elijah Mitchell, Tajee Spears, Zeke. I like the running back room. CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Watson, Gabe Davis, Brandon Cooks. Oh, imagine you got Dak. That is a sick wide receiver start. Odell, good. Rashee Rice, Jaden Reed, great. You did phenomenal here. And Kyle Pitts. Man, that's a sick start. I would say look for Jelani Woods at the end, but they have the same bye week, so that's rough. But that's a sick draft, buddy. You're crushing it. Borderline A, depending on how you finish off. Massachusetts, Pats Nation till I die. I knew I fucking liked you. We're Pats. This is a Patriots house. We love our Patriots. Our defense is going to be nasty, but super tough division, and Bill hates getting wide receivers. No, Bill hates paying a premium for wide receivers. Look out for Demario Douglas, little number 81. I know we didn't see much from him in the first preseason game, but like that's Bill Belichick's secret weapon. That's our X factor. Look out for Demario Douglas. Demario Douglas is going to be nasty. I like the offense. I like the defense. I like the team this year. I think they're going to shock some people. What it comes down to is, does Mac Jones have the poise to do what he has to do and what he needs to do to take us to the promised land? You like Mac getting back with Bill O'Brien. Wasn't Bill O'Brien with Houston? Or like, no, Bill O'Brien, wasn't there an overlay at some point where like he never directly coached Mac Jones as a starter? I could be mistaken. Kevin says, so happy I don't have to see Nikhil at 6 strings drinking wine anymore. Oh my God. He was, yeah, I know he was with Bama. I just don't know if there was an overlay where if he was with Bama while Mac Jones was there, or while Mac Jones was a starter, if he was at Houston. But if they are reuniting, then Mac Jones definitely knows the scheme. And I know that Mac Jones is familiar with the scheme. I just don't know if like he was ever the starter there. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I don't know if he was ever the starter while Bill O'Brien was the offensive coordinator, is what I meant to say. I think there was some overlay, but I could also be mistaken. I'm not too certain. Who did Joshua Kelly? I like that pick too, and Hayden Hurst is also a good pick. Let's look at Antonio. Let's make our pick next, actually, before we look at Antonio. On the clock. Take Joshua Palmer here. Arnie Palmer alert. I know Tyquan Thornton's there. I'm just not a Tyquan Thornton truther. Like, I'll get some exposure to him, but I'm not too high on him. Kevin Valentine says, I don't know either, but at least he's familiar with him. Yeah, and like as long as Matt Patricia is not the fucking offensive coordinator, I think we're going to be all right. I think we'll compete. I think we'll shock a lot of teams. Will we make the playoffs? Possibly. But like, I don't foresee the Jets like really crushing it this year. And there's still a lot of holes in that Miami offense. So like, as long as we can stay competitive and outcoach both the Dolphins and the Jets, I think we have a chance. And this is not me being a delusional fan. This is just like me having a realistic take. I'll take Corey Davis here. I don't have a lot of exposure to Corey Davis. I like Corey Davis there. All right, let's look at Antonio's team. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers. Shocker. The Jets fan goes with Aaron Rodgers. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery. I love those 3 running backs. Devin Singletary, Zamir White. Still love it. And you got that little double stack handcuffing your Chase Brown pick. I like it. Wide receiver, Garrett Wilson. Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett. That's a unique. trio there. Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster, Zay Jones, John Mechie, Hunter Renfrow, George Kittle, and Chig Ozim Okonkwo. I love me some Chig, man, especially at his value. It's a good draft, dude. Homer or not, like the fact that was a Homer team or not, like it's still very solid. Kevin Valentine says, I agree. Pats could sneak in the playoffs. Will it be easy? No. Well, once again, the only thing that's Kevin Valentine says, what's your favorite spots to draft from? I pride myself in like being able to draft like a very sick team, especially in this format, from any and everywhere. I draft my favorite spot to draft though, just so like I don't know, I can get like really fun teams, like unique lineups with best available is the 112. I generally love drafting from the 112, but I think the best teams that I draft from, it's got to be like 103, 104, 105, and definitely 106. 106 is like my money spot. If I get the 106, I'm crushing everything. I love me the 106. But yeah, my favorite draft spot's the 112 because I get to have the most fun drafting from there. I love the 112. And then Ashen 1, let's look at your team. Did we just look at your team? Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Ryan Tannehill, Cam Akers, James Cook, Antonio Gibson, Devon Achane. I hate the Achane pick. Cordell Patterson, Justin Jefferson, Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, Isaiah Hodgins, Van Jefferson, Curtis Samuel, Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram, Dalton Kincaid, Trey McBride. I like your team. I do. Honestly, even though you went like bully early QB, so like you better hope on week 10 Ryan Tannehill goes bonkers. You went 2 week 10 bully QB start. It's a very unique start. I will give you that. It's a very unique start. And like even then, I would still not go with a Ryan Tannehill and just punt week 10. Like hopefully, everybody else makes up for it. But very, very unique. Who would you want in fantasy between the rookie Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers? I feel like Zay Flowers in a PPR format, Zay Flowers has the potential to get the most receptions because he also has the potential to be that guy. JSN has 2 elite wide receivers ahead of him in the pecking order. Sure, they're going to go 3 wide receiver and spread it more often, but Geno Smith is not, and I repeat, he's not like your drop back and pass every play kind of guy. They need to run the ball to set up the pass. So for them to be in that 3 wide receiver set, I don't know. Shit, if Desmond Ridder is still available, I'll take him. Why the hell not? So JSN, like I like him a lot, just situationally. I don't think he's going to be the best out of those 3 names you mentioned. Jordan Addison is behind still Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson. And I still think like KJ Osborne will be on the field more often than not, simply because Jordan Addison's like a terrible blocker. He's a horrible blocker. So he'll be in the game and like a lot of third down situations, but he won't be like an every down wide receiver. So Zay Flowers, he's going to be an every down wide receiver. He's going to be involved in the short game, the long game, the screen game, the reverse game. Like he's going to take handoffs. So I like it. I like it a lot. Action 1 says top 4. Bad Guys Official says top 4. Top 4 for what, buddy? Like where you like to draft? Ashton 1 says, I thought about it the entire draft, leaving Tannehill off. You should have. I mean, B. Kurt is like a big believer in that whole 0 QB approach in best ball, which is weird. Bad Guys Official says Tannehill might not have a job by week 10. That's why I'm avoiding that entire quarterback room there. Ashton 1 says, then I punted it unintentionally. Fair. Bad Guys Officials laughing. All right, let's look at our draft. We went Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Mr. Productive himself, and Desmond Ridder. Nice. CMC, DeAndre Swift, Isaiah Pacheco, Damian Harris, Jeff Wilson, Leonard Fournette. I think I could have went with 5 running backs here. Wide receiver, we went Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, Mike Williams, Terry McLaurin, Jameson Williams, Justin Ross, Joshua Palmer, Corey Davis. It's pretty solid. Tight end, we went Darren Waller, Gerald Everett, Sam Laporta. I like it. It's different for me. And if you know me, I'm a Laporta supporter. Shout out to Sam Laporta. That's my guy. Guys, I appreciate you. See you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, same place. And then on Tuesday, we have a very special guest, Mr. Best Ball Mania himself, Justin Herzig. He's going to be here on the show with us, drafting in the Drafters 2 Million. If you guys want to tune in, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, your chats won't go through. So if you have any questions for Justin Herzig, I would love to get him in there. Kevin, it was very nice meeting you today, buddy. Hopefully we can draft together in the future. Peace, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. Antonio says peace. Peace, Antonio. Love you guys. Hopefully we'll get some fucking Dalvin Cook news. I need